The fallout is continuing from the Dave Chappelle Netflix special controversy. Transgender Netflix employees are organizing a walkout in protest of Dave Chappelle's new stand-up comedy special. All two of them. Actually, how many transgender employees at Netflix can there be? The amount of people that are transgender are a fraction of a percent in the US. So it's just gonna have no impact. But regardless, let's just get into this article, see what exactly is going on. This is from Bounding into Comics by Josh Berger. Renowned comedian Dave Chappelle was targeted by a transgender community following the release of his new stand-up comedy special on Netflix, The Closer, and labeled as transphobic for jokes he included in his routine. On Monday, Variety reported that Netflix had suspended 3 employees for crashing a meeting of its top executives in an attempt to protest Dave Chappelle's The Closer. Transgender senior software engineer Tara Field was reportedly one of the employees who were suspended for attending the streaming's giant quarterly business review. Prior to crashing Netflix's QBR, Field had shared a tweet that addressed the release of Dave Chappelle's The Closer, condemning it for being transphobic in nature, but claiming that they were not offended. She said, "I work at Netflix. Yesterday we launched another Chappelle special where he attacks the trans community." It doesn't attack the trans community. It's a comedy special. He's making jokes. If you want equality, you have to take jokes. And the very validity of transness. No, he didn't. He supports trans people. He just believes that women are women and men are men. That's it. All while trying to pit us against other marginalized groups. You're going to hear a lot of talk about offense. We are not offended, said Field. I would disagree. A follow-up tweet, Field declared, "What we object to is the harm that content like this does to the trans community, especially trans people of color. It does not do any harm. It's a comedy special. They're jokes. This is like saying video games cause violence. No, they don't. This is ridiculous. And very especially trans people of color, and very specifically black trans women. People who look like me aren't being killed. I'm a white woman. I get to worry about Starbucks writing Tara on my drink. Most of the trans people getting killed are people killing themselves. So it's not causing violence against trans people. There's not many trans people in the US, so one trans person gets killed, number goes up. The percentage goes up. And I'm sure that they're not being targeted because they are trans. I'm sure they're in like a bad neighborhood or something. If it's specifically trans people of color, like you're saying, and probably just in a bad neighborhood. But this is absolutely ridiculous. However, a spokesperson for Netflix told Variety that they did not suspend any employees for expressing their opinions on social media. It is absolutely untrue to say that we have suspended any employees for tweeting about this show. Our employees are encouraged to disagree openly, and we support their right to do so. I don't know how much I believe that, but it's true they weren't fired because they expressed their opinions on social media, Netflix spokesperson told the outlet. And apparently, they might have been reinstated, those employees. I'm not sure about that, though. You would have to look that up, fact check me. Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos also addressed the whole situation, explaining that Chappelle is one of the most popular stand-up comedians today, and we have a long-standing deal with him. His last special, Sticks and Stones, also controversial, is our most watched, stickiest, and most award-winning stand-up special to date. What do you mean by stickiest? I've never heard anybody explain a special like that. But moving on. He further stated, as with our other talent, we work hard to support their creative freedom, even though this means there will always be content on Netflix some people believe is harmful. Sarandos shared yet another statement in which he said Chappelle's special would not be removed from Netflix, encouraging employees to be accepting of content that they may disagree with. Our hope is that you can be hugely inspired by entertaining the world, while also living with titles you strongly believe have no place on Netflix, wrote Sarandos, concluding that this will not be the last title that causes some of you to wonder if you can still love Netflix. I sincerely hope you can. Most of the stuff on Netflix is like woke. So when there's one special that goes against that, it's just this whole big controversy. So it's not like they're not woke. Earlier this week, Tara Field took social media to reveal that Netflix has reinstated me after finding that there was no ill intent in my attending the QBR meeting. I have included the statement I requested below. So yes, it did get reinstated. I'm going to take a few days off to decompress and try to figure out. So, you got unsuspended, now you're taking a few days off? Okay. Hi Tara, as you requested, the email is to document this conversation we just had about reinstating you fully as an employee of Netflix. Our investigation did not find that you joined the QBR meeting with any ill intent, and that you generally didn't think there was anything wrong with seeking access to this meeting, a statement shared by Field. I doubt that's true. I 100% believe that he did have ill intent and was going to tell him off and knew she shouldn't be there. But the backlash got to him, I guess. It continues. Additionally, when the director shared me the link, further supported this was a meeting that you could attend. I actually don't know about that. The Verge is now reporting that the Transgender Employee Resource Group, ERG, is planning a walkout to protest Dave Chappelle's comedy special and Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos' statement in regards to the comedian's recently released stand-up show. And I guess this is their statement. Trans lives matter, trans rights matter, and as an organization, Netflix has continually failed to show deep care in our mission to entertain the world by repeatedly releasing content that harms the trans community. Where's this repeated content that they're talking about? As far as I'm concerned, I've only seen this, that it's making jokes about trans people. Netflix is super woke. There's really nothing else on there that would challenge the narrative. So I don't know what they're talking about. And continually failing to create content that represents and uplifts trans content, I would highly doubt that. We can and must do better. The classic do better reads an internal organizing message written by the ERG leader. As we've discussed through Slack, email, text, and everything in between, our leadership has shown us they do not uphold the values which we are held. Reads information written by the organizers. It continues. Between the numerous emails and non-answers that have been given, we have been told explicitly that we somehow cannot understand the nuance of certain content. As per the information presented by the outlet, Netflix's company-wide walkout will be taking place on Wednesday, the 20th of October. Dave Chappelle's disclosure was heavily criticized by woke organization GLAAD, who claimed that the comedian's brand has become synonymous with ridiculing trans people in marginalized communities. Yeah, I've covered all this before. I haven't covered this, though. In spite of the recent attempts to cancel him, Chappelle is completely unfazed by the backlash, asserting, quote, "If this is what being canceled is like, I love it. Fuck Twitter, fuck NBC News, ABC News, all these stupid-ass networks. I'm not talking to them, I'm talking to you. This is real life." So that's the situation right now. This walkout isn't going to do shit, because there's probably not very many trans employees out there. I don't know if others are going to join that aren't trans, but regardless, seems like they're not backing down from this. This isn't going to do anything. This was Chappelle's last show under his contract anyway. So it feels like this is all for nothing. And this is proving Chappelle's point. His point of this special was to show how toxic, I hate using that word, but toxic cancel culture is. And that he said in his special, you can shoot an N-word on the street, but something like this isn't exact. You can shoot an N-word on the street, but if you say something about a gay person or a trans person, how dare you? Again, this isn't exact, but that's basically what he said. So, this is proving his point. proving his point that these communities can't take jokes and will go after you if you say anything bad about them or even joke about them. This is exactly what he wanted. And it's just proving his point. And another comedian has praised Dave Chappelle as well. Damon Wayans says Dave Chappelle, quote, freed the slaves with his Netflix special. This is by New York Post by Rob Bailey Milado, however you pronounce it. Damon Wayans is dropping some serious praise on a fellow comic. In battle, Dave Chappelle isn't just an artist, he's a unicorn. And that's true. He is a unicorn. He's the only one going against this woke shit. I'm glad he's sticking by his guns, doubling down. And with controversial new Netflix special, The Closer, Wayne says Chappelle is also a freedom fighter. I feel like Dave Chappelle freed the slaves. Yeah, the comedians. Unmasked Wayans, 61, I don't know why we have to know that he was masked, told TMZ while heading to catch a flight Monday at LAX. We were slaves to PC culture and he just, as an artist, he's Van Gogh. He cut his ear off. He's trying to tell us it's okay. Chappelle's special, the sixth and final, the 48-year-old Emmy winner's big bucks deal with Netflix, premiered last Tuesday and immediately pushed hot buttons with incendiary jokes about transgender women. We don't have to go through this part. Here's more Wayans. Wayans went a step further than Sarandos when TMZ's cameraman asked him if Chappelle's bold moves allow artists to be a bit more risque or free to be yourself. The Lethal Weapon star responded, I've always been free, but I think he's saying, you know what? All that I have, I'm not afraid to lose it for the sake of creative freeness of speech. You can't edit yourself. Comedians were like, Mercedes makes a great car, but you gotta crash a lot of them before they perfect it. So I'm talking about GLAAD, what they said, and when TMZ asked Wayans about his comment on such criticisms, he said, I can't speak about the content of the show, but what I say is, there's a bigger conversation we need to have. Someone needs to look us in the eye and go, you're no longer free in this country. You're not free to say what you want. You say what we want you to say, otherwise we will cancel you. That's the discussion we should have. So is Chappelle following a long line of trailblazers from Lenny Bruce to Richard Pryor to be the modern poster child for comedians? He's a unicorn. He's amazing. He's Van Gogh, Wayne said before taking off to hop his plane. To hop on his plane, I think they meant. But regardless, I hope Damon Wayans starts doing specials and shows where he starts going against cancel culture and pushing the envelope, pushing the buttons of the woke brigade and all these people. I just hope he stands up for what he thinks is right with Chappelle. I hope we get more people like him speaking out, and I hope he's not just saying this and just not gonna do anything. I hope he does what Chappelle does. I hope he follows in Chappelle's footsteps and more following Damon Wayans and Chappelle and just keep getting more and more comedians finally saying fuck this and just pushing the envelope. But what do you think about all this? Thanks for watching. Like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more, comment, share. I have another channel called Thoughtful Outlaw Sports where I talk about basketball, baseball, football, anything else sports related I'm interested in, so check that out, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.